Lance, hey, it's back here, Jody Dimley with Cardinal Authority. What can you just kind of talk about the process of the last couple of weeks and how this came about, for you with Coach Satterfield?
Yeah, so it happened pretty quickly, like most of these things do. Coach Satterfield and I have a relationship that go back to Appalachian State. So I coached there in 2007, 2009. I was the receiver coach there. It was my first full-time job. He had just left. He came back and spent some time with the staff and got to know him. Anyway, fast forward, we would spend time each year at the Combine and different places talking ball and really built a relationship that way. And he reached out to me and wanted to know or have a conversation, would I be interested in the offensive coordinator position? And what I said was, Coach, I believe in you. I trust you. I think what you've built is really good, going places, and I believe in what you're doing.
As that conversation went along, when did Josh kind of get involved, and when did you know, okay, this is kind of the right thing for me to do right now in my career?
Yeah. So I had a great conversation with Josh probably 2 nights after Coach Satterfield and I talked. And for me, it had to be the right job, the right opportunity for me to leave a special place like Notre Dame. I had a great job, loved working for Coach Freeman, loved the kids that we were coaching. We felt like we could be really good next year. And so I was not just going to take just any job. And so I really wanted to do my homework, due diligence, make sure that this was the right job, that the pieces were in place, the support from Josh, administration, was going to give us the opportunity and ability to show that we can win next year. And after I had a conversation with Josh, he was great. I mean, I think we connected early on very quickly. Some of the things that he was looking for to see in me, I think I expressed, and we had some very similar thoughts in terms of how this would look, how I could help the offense, how I could help Coach Sat on a day-to-day basis, and really how I could help the offense from a player development standpoint and recruiting standpoint. And so I really felt comfortable after talking to Josh that there was alignment there and that we would be supported in what we were trying to do to go win football games.
Lance, Michael McCann at Cardinal Authority. Obviously, you mentioned you've got the relationship with Coach Satterfield. He's been essentially the offensive coordinator the last couple of years as well. So how will that relationship develop as far as the play calling on game day goes, if you know yet?
Yeah, so one of the things that for me and with Coach Sat and that drew Coach Sat to me was I've had experience coaching multiple positions. Right, I've coached running backs, receivers. When I was with the New York Jets, I was in the quarterback room the first year. I was in the tight end room the third year. And so I've worked with multiple positions and been at different levels. And so what he wanted to do is he said, I'm looking to hire the best coaching staff that I can go get. And I think he's shown that he's doing that. I mean, I'm really excited about the other 3 guys that he's hired, and I think he is showing that he is making a commitment to really up the ante and to prove it. And so we talked about my responsibility from a day-to-day basis. He really wants me to be the leader, the communicator, the organizer for the offensive staff, also for the offensive unit. More offensive unit meetings for me to run so that they're hearing one voice. It's not, position meetings and every single day, but they are hearing how we want it done, how we're going to correct it, what the adjustments are, and really just having a centralized voice for what that looks like and what the expectations are. So he can be the head coach and be more involved with all aspects of the program. And so for me, it was an opportunity to lead a group, lead a staff, help him, but we're going to do it together. I mean, that's the way that they've always done it, and I really, think we have a dynamic offensive staff. I mean, when you look at the guys who are in place, I mean, Gunnar Brewer, okay, Coach Bick, Coach Pete, and then the other thing is they have always done it together here, and so we're going to continue to put the game plan together. He needs somebody to help him on a day-to-day basis when he needs to be the head coach.
Lance, for you, what is it in terms of, like you said, help organize and lead the offensive staff? for you, offensively, scheme-wise, where did you come in terms of helping with the game plan or just kind of prep on a game week?
Yeah, so a couple of things. So what I will bring to the table is it's going to continue to be the same terminology, same offense, and they've been really good on offense. I mean, when you look at the last 3 years, I mean, they've been in the top 25, 30 every single year. He's always had great offenses. He's a great offensive mind. He's always been a great play caller. Like, they have had great offensive success. And so we're not going to change a ton. We're going to enhance and elevate, really take the next step. One of the things that we want to do is be better in situational football. They averaged, okay, in the top 25 in total offense, but I think in the third down categories we can be better. In the red zone offense, some of those situational things we have to be better in scoring points, and they've been really good, but I think I've seen areas that we can improve, and I think that that's hopefully what I can help do is situational aspect of it, situational football, and then I'll bring, he wants me to help bring ideas from what we did at the Carolina Panthers, what we did at Notre Dame. I've had multiple experiences and backgrounds. I mean, we had Cam Newton, with the QB run stuff that we did in Carolina, the power run game stuff that we did at Stanford, which was very similar to what I took to Notre Dame and as the run game coordinator. And so he wants me to help with the ideas. But we're going to run a lot of the same stuff that they've done, just continue to enhance it and build complements off of it.
And speaking of that, you have a quarterback coming back that's pretty proven to this point. What have you done, I guess, personnel-wise the first week? You've got a lot going on. Have you been able to meet with a lot of those guys, and what do you know about what you have on offense?
Yeah, so I have. And to be honest with you, I was excited about this job after I talked to Coach Satt, but the first thing that I did was go turn on the film from last year, and I'm on Catapult watching all the games from last year, and I wanted to make sure that we had some pieces in place. And I knew that I'd heard the quarterback was coming back, and he was a really good player, but hadn't really studied him, but I wanted to see the other pieces around him. And so I felt like we've got really good pieces coming back, great pieces. And the sky is the limit for this offensive football team. When you talk about Malik, I mean, dynamic football player. I mean, one of the best quarterbacks in the country, came back for his 5th year. He's excited. I sat down and met with him yesterday, and we had a great conversation. He's hungry and ready to, take this thing to the next step and really see the program elevate, but also see it translate into wins. He echoed the sentiments of, so many, and there are games that we should have won, and we were close to winning. Those are the games that we have to win next year, and he came back to finish what he started, which is building a special program. And so Malik is obviously the leader. He's done a great job with the run game, also the deep play action shots. I think he's got phenomenal arm strength, but he's still got room to grow, and so I'm excited to see his growth. He knows that what's going to happen a year from now when he's preparing for the NFL draft, this will be a contract year for him. I mean, every single play that he's going into will help make him money, and he's excited not for what's the future, but preparing and helping build his future. When you look at the running back position, Coach Satz, had a ton of 1,000-yard rushers, always had a great rushing attack. I watched them every single week because we had a ton of crossover games, and I thought they did a phenomenal job in the outside zone run game, some of the unbalanced packages, the things that they do with the tight end motions and all of that stuff. I just really I really thought that those were really things that we tried to implement at Notre Dame in our run game. And so I think the backs do a great job. You look at the offensive line, 4 or 5 starters coming back, 2 other guys that played in a bunch of games last year and even, spots started. And look, we all know the game starts up front, okay? And so to have that group who played really well last year, really well, coming back for another year together and only losing one piece, and even he started in some games and played, I mean, we feel like we can be really physical, we can run the football, but we can also protect the passer so that we can push the ball down the field. And so excited about that. And then the receivers, sat down and met with them over the last 2 days. Look, there's some production that left and some guys that are going to have to step up. But I've gone back and watched point of attack tapes on all of our receivers, and I'm really excited about that group. I mean, when you look at Ty Harrell, I mean, what he did from year one to where he is right now is an incredible improvement. I mean, he can be an elite receiver, and it shows that he's committed to working hard, working his craft, getting better. So excited about him. You know, Mari did a nice job, came along last year, got better as the season went. He's just scratching the surface. If he commits to continuing to build trust with the quarterback and make sure that the details are where they need to be, he can have a really big year. And then the other, you know, we added some guys with in the transfer portal, you know, that I think can be dynamic and really excited about, can help us. JJ is a great leader in the room and really just a steady presence that you know, I can already sense.
Lance, Matt McGavick with Sports Illustrated.
Yeah.
Both at Notre Dame and Stanford, you've had a hand in recruiting a handful of marquee players. What would you say is your overall approach to recruiting or your philosophy when it comes to it?
Yeah, so in recruiting, it's really like anything that you do. It's about hard work and building relationships. And that's where it starts, is building relationships, getting to know the people, getting to know what's important and who's important in their lives. And that's a key piece is finding who's helping make them that decision, right? Because they will lean on them, trust them, and that person has to know you and have a relationship with you and feel comfortable with you, and also the university, what you're, you know, how you're going to take care of, you know, their son, you know, grandson, family member, cousin, maybe a coach. And so that's really what I believe. You have to be relentless in recruiting. It never ends. You know, it's a 24/7 job. It's definitely become tougher the longer I've been in this business, but it all comes down to relationships and really working at it. And that's where I also think that I can help, you know, our offensive staff really giving some direction in where we go, who we're recruiting, making sure that we're detailed in our board organization, where the board stacks up, how we see the position, and making sure that we're all on the same page that way. I think just initially talking, we haven't determined what areas that I'll have, but we've talked about giving me a smaller area so that I can go see all offensive players and make sure that I'm another voice recruiting those guys, making sure that we're being detailed in those relationships. And really, I'm just another voice and touch point for the program, and somebody that you know, that's talking to them every single week.
Lynch, you mentioned obviously Stanford, Notre Dame, Carolina Panthers, Jets. Your coaching career, how do you feel like each of the stops you've been at will help prepare you for not just having a position room here, but also juggling all OC duties as well?
So I think there's been a progression in my career. I've started out as a GA, became a position coach at App State, which was FCS. Then I was a quality control, you know, assistant position coach in the NFL. Then I became a position coach in college football. I say all that, position coach in the NFL, you know, run game coordinator, now offensive coordinator. And so what I've tried to do is prepare myself in each stop along the way, knowing what my goals were, which were ultimately to be an offensive coordinator, and even further than that, to be a head coach. And I've been fortunate enough to be around some really good coaches, some really good programs, and I've tried to take a little bit from each and every single one of them. I mean, started out my career learning under Nick Saban, and feel like earned my master's or PhD in coaching, and really set the tone and tempo for my coaching career. He is so detailed in everything that he does. Things that I do today and the ways that I coach, he helps shape and mold who I am. But we're all, we are all influenced by where we've been and who we've been around. And I've tried to take a little bit, the good and the bad. You know, what do I not want to do from everywhere that I've been? So I've been very fortunate to be around some great coaches and some winning teams.
in that regards a little bit, can you kind of maybe talk us through how being a walk-on and then getting a scholarship, kind of the drive that you had at a younger age and how your career kind of helped get you here? And then as a follow-up, I'm sure you remember that Louisville Fire year, and you have some special memories from that, right?
Yeah, so being a walk-on really has set the tempo for who I am and how I live my life. Everything is earned, not given when you're a walk-on. Life is not easy, and you have to go out and earn it. And so, having been a walk-on, played in games, played in 3 straight seasons at Alabama, and then becoming a game, special teams game captain. What that taught me was, if you're willing to work and you're willing to put in the work and commit to the process, don't worry about the end results, don't worry about where you're going to be, don't worry about where you are right now, the results will take care of itself. And so it's been the same thing in my coaching career. At times I felt like, well, man, I would love to be this right now, or I'd love to be and I think that's life. And so that's really what I try to impart on our players is commit to the process. The score will take care of itself if you commit to the process. And really, it's those daily habits, it's the daily details, it's that part of, the attention to detail that I really I want to help build and bring. And again, they've been really good. We just want to continue to elevate and enhance something that, I believe that Coach Satt has done a great job building and laying a foundation for. Louisville Fire, those were hard days, man. $200 a game to get body slammed on a concrete floor at Freedom Hall. You might get Qdoba tickets, after. Those were rough days, and so, but they were fun days as well. Some of the guys that I played with here are still really close friends. I mean, Brett Dietz is the head coach at DePaul. He was our quarterback. He and I have a great relationship, had a great relationship. He threw me a ton of touchdown passes, humble brag, also Scott Power, who was a linebacker for us. He just got the defensive coordinator job at La Tech. And so you build relationships, that you carry a lifetime even there. And it really kind of gave me a sense of the city. I think that's one of the things that attracted me to this job is the people of the city. It's a great city. It's great people. I've seen that place. I've seen Cardinal Stadium when it is rocking, and it's a special place. And they want to support this program. They want to get behind us, and we have to reward them.
Lance back here, Andrew Chernoff, WLKY. Just for clarification on Saturdays, are you going to be choosing the play calls, or is Satterfield going to?
No, I will not. He'll be calling the plays. Yeah, so hopefully, just like they've always done, we put the plan together, and then on Saturdays, he'll make the play calls. And that was the other thing that excited me about it was, no, I'm not going to be the play caller, but I get to learn from an elite play caller, learn how he operates. I think he's done a great job, and hopefully I earn the trust of him to, he's going to lean on me in game. Hey, what do you like here, Lance? What do you want to hear? What do you think about this? And so I think there'll be great back and forth. I think it's going to work great together. He's easy going. He doesn't get too high or too low. He's not emotionally hijacked during the game. I'll be the opposite. I'll be the rah-rah guy. I'm very, I'm high energy on the field. I'm intense. I'm going to bring the passion. And I tell you, here's the thing, guys. You look at the guys that he's hired. Ben Souders is one of the best strength coaches I've been around, and I've been there 2 days. All right, went and watched the team run, went and watched all the workouts. He's got a way, like his energy, his passion, the way he pushes the players, but he also connects with the guys. And as I've met with the players over the last couple of days, all different position groups, Malik, I met with the receivers, I met with a couple of the tight ends, and I really just wanted to get to know them and really get a sense of who they are, build a relationship, build a rapport, let them know who I am. But every single one of those guys talked about Coach Souders, and I've been really impressed with him. But there's an energy and there's a buzz in that room right now. Like, if you could be in our building right now, like, there's excitement. You talk to Malik. I sat down with Malik yesterday. He's excited about the future. He's excited about what we can do next year. He's excited about where we can take this next step. And really, that's the same way I was when Sat called me, when I talked to Josh Hurd. I really became excited about not the what ifs or what's happened in previous seasons. Let's go this year and win. Let's take this thing to the next level and next step. I mean, there are probably 3 plays away from last year, winning 9 games, possibly representing for the ACC championship, and then going to play in a New Year's Six bowl. So it's really close. The foundation has been built. I think what people sometimes forget is you take a really 2-win team. His first year you win 8 games, beat an SEC team. The second year, COVID. You don't have spring practice. You don't have off-season training. You're not with your guys. So all of the things that you had started to develop, now you've lost. It's almost like starting over. And then last year, they were really close. I mean, and nobody cares about really close. But that's what excited me, because we have a lot of those same pieces coming back, and we've got to take it to the next level.
I knew just a couple personal things. I know your wife, you have little kids. Are they excited to kind of? Do they know what's going on yet? And how old are they?
Yeah. So my wife is Jamie. We have 2 kids. Our oldest is Jet, J-E-T. He's 7, and our daughter Gemma, J-E-M-M-A, is 4. They are very excited. My wife called me this morning, and Jet's already throwing out all the Notre Dame stuff. Does not want to wear it, and so we're already packing that up to give away. All he wants is black and red Cardinals gear. He's really excited, and so you go through the emotional pulls and strains. We loved South Bend. We had built great relationships, had really become rooted in the community, and had great friends, and that's part of what's hard about this business. It's harder on the family. I'm already here working. I mean, the hardest thing that I got to do is find out where the hotel is, because I get lost every night trying to go around the fair. But they're excited. They're coming this weekend and really excited about this opportunity for me. And everywhere we've gone, we've built great relationships. So, yeah. Thank you, guys.